Well, that was a really lovely shop. I would call that pretty high-end. Certainly not something where I personally might be able to afford something, but just great examples of what they were focusing on, which was a lot of Art Nouveau and Art Deco. So a lot of nice examples, very clean examples.
Anything you want to like?
I think they could be potentially erring on the side of cleaning things a little too much. Personally, I like things sort of with a little bit of patina, a little bit of as found, so you can sort of sense the history in them. Some of those were looking a little bordering on being too clean. And anytime I see that kind of surface, the suspicious part of my mind wonders, are there other things happening as well? How much restoration is going into these things? And that's when, if I were potentially going to buy something, I would spend more time and really look it over and in a quiet moment. But I saw a lot of cute things that if I had unlimited funds, I would certainly investigate a little bit further. Well, two of the things that intrigued me in there, I mean, there were just so many pretty things, but in terms of something that I would think about buying, there was a little Limoges vase that was hand painted with Art Deco motif of running deer, and that was really sweet and a nice example, something I would certainly, as Stuart always says, give house room to. And that was $7.80, I think he gave as a price, and that's as cheap as I am. I think that's something I would actually consider. I don't know if you went to resell it, if you'd make a lot more on it, but it was certainly something that, as a retail price, wasn't super crazy. And then the other thing that I saw was, this wonderful, really kind of ballsy pair of either brass or bronze, kind of machine age, sort of Frank Lloyd Wrighty candlesticks that were really interesting. And those, I think, we looked at the price, I think that was $8.90, and those really could potentially have some upward mobility on the price. Like if you were going to go and resell those again, I feel like those could be a little bit of a sleeper, that maybe there's somebody out there who knows who made them. Those were intriguing, so I liked the look of those.
What a good shop that was, and that what that illustrates is a really small but really high quality shop. Very good things, very focused. We found, Sarah and I both found, that a big emphasis on Art Nouveau, Art Deco. As far as scholarship is concerned, if you saw the books there, all the little marks, he knew what he was doing. This guy wasn't going to let anything go by that was particularly under-cataloged or anything. I think Sarah found the sleeper there, and the sleeper were those pair of candlesticks. But we saw some things that ordinarily you would not think of as particularly expensive, but if you put them in the right environment, if you put them on that shelf with a bunch of rich brothers, then all of a sudden it's going to look a little better. And in that situation, I think the one that we looked at was the small mother of pearl box, and that was a perfect example of something that ordinarily you can sort of walk right by, but given its context and given the good quality of it, it works well in the case that it was in, and it was elevated by the things that were around it. But there were some things, for example, that big brass vase with the band of decoration said Secessionist, but big and brass, it was skinned to death. There was no surface left on it at all. And it's very easy to be critical, and sometimes not so hard to be very praising. That whole case was extremely good. That was the one thing in there that I thought they'd spent a little too much time cleaning, and as a result of it, they will cause you to rethink other things perhaps that are in the same case. But it comes down to that. You see something, you look. It's all about your eyes. It's all about looking at it, making sure that it is what it's supposed to be, making sure it's priced right. This is a business still after all, so we're looking at this stuff too. So make sure it appeals to you first, because the worst antique you can ever buy is the one that you don't like. I think we definitely found the good... Oh. I'll start over. Okay. Do you want me to say all three of them?
Well, good, bad, and the ugly of this beautiful day today.
Okay.
I don't recall any ugly so much. Did you see any ugly?
I saw some ugly. I saw some ugly, but I saw a lot of beautiful. and didn't see a whole lot of lies. Did you?
No, not really. Not really.
Mostly truths, but good stuff. But that's the essence. Good stuff is good, bad, ugly. Because if there isn't good, bad, and ugly, it's all the same. We don't want it all to be the same.
That's what makes the world go round.
That's right. Also part of what we do is present things in the right light for people in the UK to buy it and bring it back. And we always think this is very funny when Americans go to England, they pick up their things, they bring them back to America. The English, who are spying on the Americans, see the things here and take them back to the UK. So we do a little bit of that cross-border trading. I work with Sarah Wishart, and she is my partner in all things. Sarah and I are appraisers in Florida, and we get invited by banks and attorneys and trust officers and individuals to come in and tell people all about their things. Sometimes we appraise them because a relative has died. Sometimes they want to insure them. Sometimes they want to sell them. And sell them sometimes is that's the best time, because then we get to help them broker their things. And we liaise with other places and clients to sell things. Objects are our passion, and that passion goes to furniture, goes to porcelain, goes to paintings, rugs. It's like when you walk into a room, you look around, you look down, you look up. And every part of the room is part of what excites us as far as an everyday basis is concerned. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and every place has all three.